Hey there everyone, Smoelt here and welcome to my channel. This week is another art video. The story behind this one really isn't one. It's not a fan art. This is an original drawing. She's just kind of some random figure that I started sketching. I was hanging out with some friends and one friend was arting and I had my sketchbook, and so I figured, I should sketch something too. And I didn't know what to do, so I kind of defaulted to what I used to do, which is when I first started learning how to draw. I learned basically how to do pin-up figures, and they weren't very good because I was very young at the time, but that is how I got my start, and I figured, let's try it now because I kind of know what I'm doing. And I don't really have a whole lot to say for this video, except that I am absolutely 100% in love with this background that I made. This is the best background that I've ever made in the short history of my art career, and I will probably never make a background as nice as this ever again. Ever. This is it. This is the epitome of my backgrounds because I'm not good at them. I was inspired by Pencil Butter because I had watched her on her live stream with a couple cotton balls, some rubbing alcohol, and some various ink. So I took a cotton pad and I got the sand in there with 2 marker colors, and then I took 1 marker and I started drawing in like some watery shapes in the horizon line to get like that little beachy feel, and then I took another cotton ball and I started just putting in the clouds, and it worked out so perfect. And after I got the background done, I looked at the drawing for like ever because I was just so amazed by how great the background turned out. And then I didn't want to color in the rest of it because like I did such a good job with the background, and if I mess up the figure, well, darn. I was really unsure about what to do with the figure because normally before I start coloring, I make a color plan so that I know exactly what markers I want to use. But I didn't do that for this piece because I wasn't really sure what to do with it because I didn't really have too much of a plan. Like the background, there was no plan for that. It was just, I started doing that despite not having a color plan because I figured, well, maybe if I see the background, then I'll know what to do with the rest of it, and that didn't really work out. Like, I mean, it did in the end, but I was struggling with what colors to pick, and ultimately I decided to go with yellow. And so that was kind of like my theme to contrast with the darker kind of gray beach scene. And yeah, that worked out really well because it did stand out and made the figure pop really well. And so she made a nice focal point. And why a beach scene? Kind of a little late in the season because right now it is autumn. Shh! Don't tell that to the weather outside because it kind of doesn't know that. Like it's getting the idea, but it's been like raining and then hot, and then right now it's pretty warm. I think it's like 85, or that's what it feels like. It's like it doesn't know that it's autumn yet, and I'm perfectly fine with that because while I like cold weather, I don't like for it to be cold because it's nice outside right now. And I went off on a tangent. Anyway, I figured this will be like my little wave to summer because I will miss it. It's not my favorite season, but it is nice not to have to shovel snow or trip on ice and all that fun stuff that happens in the winter. Alright, so for her bathing suit, I didn't have the color yellow that I wanted. I wanted like a warm tone yellow, but I only had like yellow. So I decided to mix, I think it's Y13 and Y15 to get close to the yellow that I wanted. Because I didn't want it to be like highlighter yellow. I wanted it to be kind of like a warmer yellow. And I didn't have that unless I wanted to go with orange, but that was just too dark. And I've been asked what the little plastic thing that I use. That is when you buy a set of 12 and up, It comes in a little acrylic case, and in the acrylic case there is little bits of plastic that sit under and above the markers to keep them from like jiggling. And so I just grabbed the top one off my 72 set, and I just used that because it's free to me. And so yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about this. So I'm gonna cut it to some music, and thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you at my next art video. Bye bye!